Hi friends, welcome to my cozy crafty cabin. My name is Rayanne. As some of you may know, I recently started a snail mail club called Cozy Crafty Mail, and my very first batch of letters are going to be mailed out on September 1st. So this video is going to be a tutorial for how to assemble September's card. So in this very first batch that will go out in September, you will receive a card kit with a card sketch, a few stickers, and a cute little word search that has a hidden message once you solve it. So here's a sample of what you will receive if you decide to join my snail mail club. I have it set up so that you can join anytime between the first and last day of the month, and you'll start receiving the next month's mail. So my first month will be September, and you can join anytime up through August 31st if you want to receive September's mail. So right now I'm just sending out card kits, but I hope to add some other options or tiers in the future. So when you open your envelope, there will be two plastic sleeve protectors, and one will have a fun little word search that reveals a hidden message when you solve it. And on the back side is the card sketch for that specific month's card kit. And then there will also be some stickers. I either stamped or used papers from that month's paper collection and theme. So in the other plastic sleeve protector, that's where you'll find the card kit. So everything is tucked inside a white envelope that I stamped, and you can use to mail the card once you assemble it. So all the pieces to make the card are inside that envelope. So first there is the base, which is a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock that I scored at 1 1/4 inches, and that's scored and folded for you already. Next is the cover, which is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of double-sided pattern paper. So for September, the theme is autumn, and I use papers and stamps from Echo Park's Winnie the Pooh Autumn Collection. Next is a piece from the collection that measures 1 by 5 1/4 inches to use as a mat for that left panel of the card base. This next piece I called a buckle, and it's 5 1/4 by 1 inch, and it's a piece of the pattern paper, and it's folded in half, and the back half is going to get glued to the inside of the card base, which I will walk you through how to do here in a minute. Next is the sentiment, which is going to be a 2 by 2 cut apart from the paper collection, and then you will also have a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 mat that we will glue the cut apart to. This will get attached to that front half of the buckle piece that wraps around the front cover of the card. And lastly, there is an inside mat piece, which is just a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of white cardstock, and you will glue this to the inside of the card. And we'll glue this piece down last, and it's going to cover that back half of the buckle piece that gets glued to the inside of the card. So to assemble your card, all you need is your adhesive of choice. I'm going to be using my ATG gun and then also some foam tape to pop up the sentiment, but you can use whatever adhesive you like. So to assemble the card, first we will attach the cover piece to our base piece. So the cover piece is going to slide under that front left panel of our base, and that is the part of the cover that we will need to add adhesive. So just along that left edge, I like to add adhesive along like the very far left edge of the cover piece, and then I add 2 strips of adhesive to the back side of that left panel of the base. So starting along that far left edge. So just be sure you leave space at the top and bottom, because our cover piece is 1/4 inch shorter than our base piece. So you're going to want to just center the cover piece so that you have about 1/8 of an inch border all along the sides, and I just eyeball this. Once your cover is glued to the base, next we're going to take the front left panel mat piece and glue that down to the front left panel of the card base. Now this paper is double-sided, so you can decide which side you want to use. I did round the corners of the right side, so with the intention of that being the side that will be seen on the card, since the rounded corners will align with the rounded corners of that front panel on the card base. But if you decide you want to use the other side of the pattern paper, that's totally fine. I would just recommend rounding the other 2 corners as well of the mat. Next, we're going to attach the buckle piece. So this piece will already be folded in half for you. So just holding the folded buckle piece so that the open edge is on the left and the folded edge is on the right, you're going to glue down the back half of the buckle piece to the inside of the card on the card base. So I like to center it, but you can place it however you like on the card. So you just want to add your adhesive to that back half of the buckle piece like so. And what I like to do is slide it onto the cover piece while I'm holding it up so that it isn't touching the card base. And then once I'm happy with where it's placed along the cover piece, I then just gently lay down the cover and then I press down on the buckle piece to make sure it's nice and glued down. Next, we're going to attach the sentiment piece. So first I just glue down the 2x2 cut apart sentiment to the 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 mat, and then I decided to use some foam tape to attach the sentiment to the front buckle to just add a little dimension. And I like to pretty much center the sentiment piece onto that front buckle piece. So I'm just eyeballing this and placing down the foam tape, and then I'm laying down the sentiment to attach it to that front buckle piece. So now all that is left to do is glue down our inside mat. So you will just take the inside mat piece and I pretty much just center it on the inside of the card and I glue it to the card base. So this is going to cover most of that back half of the buckle piece that we glued to the card base. And that is all. Now you have your adorable card made and ready to either mail or give to someone. I hope this was helpful to make September's card. Of course, you don't need to join my mail club to make this card. You can just follow along with this tutorial and use whatever papers you have to make it. But thank you so much if you did decide to join my Cozy Crafty Mail Club. I really hope you enjoy the card kit and the other goodies. I'm so excited about starting this mail club. At the moment when I'm filming this, I don't actually have any subscribers yet, but I've made some kits in preparation and hopefully I might get some subscribers these last few days of August to send out September's goodies. So if anyone's interested, I will have the link to my snail mail club in my description for this video, and I'll also try to remember to pin a comment with the link as well. But thank you so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay cozy, and I'll see you later.